Hey everybody, I'm a little emotional this morning. So I want to talk to you today about overcoming trauma and how it can play an important role in your life. How memories can play an important role in your life, um, or someone you love or know. Sometimes you go through a lot of trauma in your life, or you go through situations where your brain can't properly process it. So we tend to hold on to the things that help us stay strong and get through the situation. But sometimes in your life, if you have to do that for so long and so many years, there is important memories that stay buried within all the things that you suppress. So, it can take some time and they randomly just appear. So, for example, this past week, I was eating some breakfast and I had a realization, that I actually made it out of the trauma that I had been through, or the negative space that surrounded me for over 30 years. That's what I feel like. And I found that through eating a piece of toast and jelly. So I was sitting there eating breakfast, and it hit me because while I was picking up the toast, I remembered just one particular memory where I had, like many times, but I had was eating and I couldn't swallow the food because I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to breathe. I didn't want to speak because I was afraid to. I was afraid to even to say anything. And so um, I remember at one point when my children were younger, and I didn't have a couple of them, but I remember running through the woods running for help because me and my husband had been in a huge fight, and it would get pretty bad, And so I remember uh, arguing with him, and then I remember next thing I know, I'm running through the woods with my child and getting cut up by briars and switches and sticks and all this stuff, running barefoot, trying to find safety and screaming for help once I made it out of the woods. And I remember, when I reached someone, another human being to help me, I remember them calmly asking me, is there anybody that they can call? And I remember not knowing anybody that to call. And that feeling in me, I had to suck it all up, be strong, and I had to pretend that I was sorry and pretend that I was in love and pretend so everything would be okay long enough for me to figure out what to do next. Or if things got okay, I started convincing myself maybe it was me over time. So I remember looking down at my hands and seeing them covered with blood from scratches and, my face being all wepping up and things like that. And my children just screaming and crying, and that's just a cycle that can keep and continue. So my point is this. Sometimes we do suppress thoughts and we do suppress things that we need in order to be the best human being we can be. So, you know, don't assume just because a woman is in a relationship with somebody who is sorry, who is cruel, is this awful human being, and you know that they're being mean to her, and you know that they know, and you know that they have kids, but you don't understand why they keep choosing to stay. It's more controlling than what it appears on the outside, and that's the particular reason why there needs to be more support and more awareness for women who go through things like that, and more resources so that women will know what to do next, so they will feel safe. Because running through the woods and it's just like going through life, going through different situations. They may not be running through the woods. They may be running down the street. They may be just trying to get out of the house, and being pulled back into the house. There's so much that goes with that. And when there's kids involved, you have to do the best you can to keep the kids alive. That's kind of what parents think, women think sometimes. I'm sure the same thing happens with men in the world. But, for what happened to me and what I went through, I understand the seriousness of the situation deep down in the active environment of that. And particularly when there's drugs and stuff going along too, it can take years. So there's been a lot of years and stuff that I went through suppressing things just so I could maintain and stay strong and survive, so I could try to give my kids opportunity and chance. Having to be careful what I said around them, having to be careful, what I did, and I lost myself in the process. So I'm getting me back, and I'm excited about this journey and stuff that I'm on now. And this radio show stuff is going to be so awesome. Take a minute to get things situated and going. But, in your life, if you're going through something, if you're a survivor, don't give up. God will provide a way for you. He'll give you strength, and he'll send people to support you. So you're very strong. You're much more stronger than you realize. And the people who are abusing you and are cruel to you, they know how strong you are, and that's got a lot to do with why they like to intimidate you. So just hold to, follow your dreams, and don't give up. If I can do it, you can do it. You'll have a great day, and you're not alone.